We are live in 3, 2, 1.
It's very difficult for me to put in words how I feel about the loss of Kobe Bryant.
Investigators are looking into the death of Kobe Bryant and 8 other people involved in a helicopter crash.
A Grantsville teen will appear in court today after being charged with murdering 4 members of his family.
And we've been really wanting to get back into the Springville community just to help the people here.
A building in Springville is turning into a preschool for low-income families. Welcome to NewsLine. It's Monday, January 27th. I'm Andrea Cabrera.
And I'm Bella Erickson. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating a helicopter crash that killed 9 people, including basketball legend Kobe Bryant.
The helicopter crashed just north of Los Angeles on Sunday. Connor Powell reports.
The most important thing is you must put everybody on notice. I'm here to be an all-time great.
One of the greatest basketball players ever to take the court is gone.
It's very difficult for me to put in words how I feel about the loss of Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, who spent his entire 20-year professional career with the Los Angeles Lakers, died in a helicopter crash Sunday.
It's a terrible day for the NBA.
Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, were traveling by helicopter to the Mamba Sports Academy in Thousand Oaks for a basketball game. Their helicopter crashed roughly 30 miles outside of downtown Los Angeles.
Our firefighters on scene indicated that there was a debris field and steep terrain with a quarter-acre brush fire that was occurring at the time.
In addition to the Bryants, there were 7 other people on board. There were no survivors.
I just talked to him like 2 weeks ago, so it was like even more crazy. At that, I don't really know what to say, really. I mean, he's just a great player.
His impact on the game and on players and coaches, everybody individually, is going to be missed and can't be replaced.
Bryant, who scored more than 33,000 points in his career, was 41 years old.
He was an incredible athlete and a leader in a lot of ways. He inspired a whole generation of young athletes.
I'm Connor Powell reporting.
The death of Kobe Bryant continues to generate reactions from different people all over the country.
Karani Namunyu tells us how Utah Jazz and local leaders reacted to the sad news of his death.
Utah is mourning loss of Kobe Bryant today and shares their reaction on Twitter. Utah Jazz put out a tweet saying they are shocked and sad about the news of Kobe and his daughter Gianna. They added that the impact that he made in sports will not be forgotten. They sent their thoughts and prayers to Kobe's wife Vanessa and the family. Local leaders including Senator Mitt Romney, Governor Gary Herbert, and Lieutenant Governor Spencer J. Cox sent their condolences through social media too. Reactions termed Kobe as a legend for what he did on the court. Let's look at some of those reactions. And we begin with Senator Mitt Romney. He says, heartbreaking news about Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna and all others aboard, all gone from this world far too soon. And of course, Governor Gary Herbert said, what a tragic story we have encountered. And today we are heartbroken and devastated to hear of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna's passing. And of course, lastly we have Lieutenant Governor Spencer J. Cox, who said, really just stunned. Our adopted son worshipped Kobe and even named his first son Kobe a couple of years ago. And those are some of the reactions from our leaders here in Utah. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Karani. Coming up in sports, Blake Arulian will have more on the life of Kobe Bryant.
A Grantsville teen facing charges for the murder of 4 family members will be in court today for the first time. 16-year-old Colin Jeffrey Haney is facing 10 first-degree charges, including 4 counts of aggravated murder, 1 count of attempted aggravated murder, and 5 counts of felony discharge of a firearm with serious bodily injury. The victims are his mother, Consuelo Alejandra Haney, and his 3 younger siblings, 15-year-old Alexis, 14-year-old Matthew, and 12-year-old Milan Haney. A funeral was held on Friday for the 4 victims allegedly shot by Colin Haney earlier this month. Danny Haney, the older brother of Colin, was not home on January 17th when the killings occurred. He spoke at the funeral and expressed remorse for his family members and also love for his brother. Consuelo, Alexis, Matthew, and Milan were all laid to rest next to each other in the Grantsville City Cemetery.
2 students at a Utah military academy have died of influenza. Weber Morgan Health Department officials say an epidemiologist confirmed the students tested for positive different strains of flu. Though neither the school nor the health department has released names, the two GoFundMe pages were recently created for Jaime Navarro and Braxton Anderson, both of whom died of the flu. Both boys were taken to the Primary Children's Hospital on Friday the 24th, where they both passed away soon after.
A 51-year-old woman has died after struggling in a hot springs pool in Honeyville. Bucks County Sheriff's officials say that Christina Bailey was swimming in the large pool with a friend at Crystal Springs when nearby teenagers determined she was in trouble. They called for help and she was removed from the pool and given CPR. The woman died at the hospital late Saturday. This is an active investigation and police officials cannot confirm whether the cause of death was drowning or some other unknown medical complication.
Police make two drug busts within an hour of each other in Iron County. On Saturday around 10 p.m., a Utah Highway Patrol trooper pulled over a vehicle headed to northern Utah. The Iron County Sheriff's Office says the K-9 Bolos found approximately 2 pounds of heroin. About 40 minutes later, police stopped a vehicle headed to central Utah for a traffic violation on I-15. Inside that car, they found around 1 pound of methamphetamine and a stolen firearm. Scott Hancock, Teresa Bretz, and Emma Anderson were arrested. The Sheriff's Office says these two loads of drugs only represent a small percentage of the problem we face in our communities.
A 15-year-old disabled boy is found within 7 minutes after going missing when police asked the public for help via Twitter. Colton Adams was reported missing Thursday afternoon around 2:45 p.m. He was last seen at Provo High School wearing a camo beanie, red, white, and blue jacket, blue jeans, and glasses. Police are thankful for the public's help in finding Colton. He is now safe at home with his family.
A Utah nonprofit is bringing back life to an abandoned Springville elementary school. Cassidy McKinney went to Springville. Cassidy, tell us about the school's new purpose.
Yes, I'm here in Springville at the Grant Building, an old elementary school that shut its doors back in 2006. But today, members of the community are coming together to give this abandoned building a second chance. The Grant School has laid dormant in the Springville neighborhood for over a decade, but today, members of the nonprofit group Mountainland Head Start are changing this silent structure into a symphony of sound. Mountainland Head Start is a preschool center with 11 locations across Utah County. And their dream? Turn the Grant Building into the new Springville location.
We're still currently servicing people in Springville, but they're having to drive to Spanish Fork, and we've been really wanting to get back into the Springville community just to help the people here.
The mission at Mountainland is to provide pre-K services to the children of low-income families as well as children with disabilities.
50% of our families come from Hispanic backgrounds, so we've got a lot of Spanish speakers, Portuguese speakers, and then we also have Chinese.
Jenkins says that the new center will teach 60 underprivileged kids, and Google Fiber will even donate a computer lab to Mountainland.
Now, these bathrooms haven't been used in almost 15 years, so it's going to take a lot of work to get this building back up and running.
Yeah, our game plan right now, we're trying to get the first initial cleanup done. We just barely purchased this building about a month or two ago. It'll be a task, but we're hoping we can get it done.
Members of the community came together to wipe, polish, and dust down all the grime that has accumulated over the years. The volunteers hope that their hard work will help those in need.
And it will be helping children learn how to read and be a part of our community.
Mountainland Head Start is expecting to finish the Grant Building project by the end of the summer. Reporting for NewsLine in Springville, I'm Cassidy McKinney.
Thanks, Cassidy.
The 36th annual Sundance Film Festival is underway, attracting fans and stars from all around the world. Stars like Taylor Swift and Hillary Clinton attended the festival as their documentaries premiered this weekend. Popular restaurants are full and the streets of the ski town are packed with people attending the film screenings. Today at the Egyptian Theater, cinema meets technology as a machine for viewing uses virtual reality as well as live performance and documentary video to enchant audiences. For more information on the film festival, go to sundance.org.
The deadly coronavirus is spreading into the U.S. We'll tell you where it's spreading and how to keep yourself safe.
I don't even know how many thousands of diapers we're going to go through.
A young couple in Ohio is about to more than double the size of their family. Up next, how many babies they're expecting and when they're due.
Wow. Oh my God, so many other songs deserve this.
Celebrities filled the Staples Center in Los Angeles for the Grammys Awards. Coming up, who performed and who left with awards.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls in the Hall of Fame. Be a champion on the walls in the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
U.S. officials confirmed that 3 rockets hit the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad on Sunday. One rocket hit an embassy cafeteria at dinner time while the other 2 landed nearby. At least 1 person was injured, but the injury was minor. Although no group is being blamed directly, the U.S. State Department noted that since September of 2019, there have been more than 14 attacks on U.S. personnel by either the Iranian government or militias.
A case of the coronavirus was found in Arizona yesterday, which means there are now 5 cases of the virus in the U.S. Health officials advise us to be cautious because the disease is fast spreading and extremely contagious. You can be infected with the virus long before showing symptoms. China is also taking safety precautions by banning trade of all wild animals. The virus is confirmed in a dozen countries, including China, the U.S., France, and Australia. About 80 people have died so far.
Today, survivors of the Auschwitz death camp commemorate the 75th anniversary of being liberated. World leaders and other dignitaries are joining a diminishing number of Holocaust survivors in marking the anniversary. Survivors are laying wreaths for the victims at the camp's execution wall. Nazi Germany set up the camp in occupied Poland in 1940. More than 1 million people died there in gas chambers or from disease. Most of them were Jewish. An Ohio couple will soon become a household of 7.
I almost passed out just from shock.
The young couple found they were expecting quintuplets. Their due date is in June, but the doctor says they will most likely be delivered in March or April. Hannah, who is 20, and Jacob, 22, confess they are a little scared to add 5 more to their household. The couple says they feel blessed for becoming parents for 5 more and say they have faith that everything will work out.
Impeachment may sound like a serious thing, but some people are making jokes.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
Up next, the follies and strange moments from the impeachment trial.
I genuinely want to say I'm so grateful.
Musicians walked away from the Grammys with big wins this weekend. Up next, which artist swept the big 4 categories and who had the most nominations?
Plus, we've got fog, we've got snow. The January winter blues have officially arrived. Coming up, I'll give you a look at the week ahead, and I'll let you know when we finally see a full day of sunshine again.
When you think of Miami, you think of, rich, glamour, but 5 miles away from the beach, there's people who've never seen the beach. I was confused why somebody was in this situation, especially in America. So when I started Joshua's Heart Foundation, it was a key thing to be able to engage youth in the foundation, to help them participate. I think passing on the torch and lighting a new flame in another person to do good is probably one of the bigger missions that I have. So we are each making a bigger difference. That's it, just giving back and producing love for everybody.
"18-year-old Billie Eilish takes home 5 awards at this year's Grammys, becoming the youngest solo performer to win Album of the Year. Rick Damigueya has the story from the 2020 Grammys Awards.
We're literally standing here heartbroken in the house that Kobe Bryant built.
Music's biggest night began on a somber note.
It's so hard to say goodbye.
At the Staples Center in Los Angeles, reaction to the death of Kobe Bryant spurred an impromptu performance by host Alicia Keys and Boyz II Men, and dedications to the NBA legend throughout the telecast. Singer Lizzo went into Grammy night with a leading 8 nominations, ultimately winning a trio of awards, including Best Pop Solo Performance for Truth Hurts. But 18-year-old Billie Eilish was the night's big winner and history maker, taking home 5 awards, including Song of the Year for Bad Guy.
Oh my God, so many other songs deserve this.
Eilish is only the second artist after Christopher Cross in 1981 to sweep the big 4 categories of Best New Artist and Album, Record, and Song of the Year. She was just 17 at the time of the nominations, making her the youngest artist in Grammy history to be nominated in those categories in a single year.
I genuinely want to say I'm so grateful.
Billie's brother Phineas O'Connell, who produces her music, shared her wins, and the family theme continued throughout the evening with Camila Cabello serenading her father. And Tyler, the Creator, bringing his mother on stage to celebrate his first Grammy win for Best Rap Album.
You did a great job raising this guy.
The night's third big winner was Gary Clark Jr., who took home 3 Grammys, including Best Rock Song for the protest anthem, This Land. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Impeachment is serious business, except when it isn't. Jeannie Mose take a look at the impeachment follies from the trial.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
Yada, yada, yada. Here are some of the things people were yadaing about this week.
But everyone was pretty disturbed by the sight of Senator Chuck Grassley in his pajamas.
That was a joke, but the sketches of Senator Jim Risch with his eyes closed weren't.
Because you know you've been sleeping for a long time when an artist has time to sketch your portrait.
He could have used an Apple Watch.
It wakes you up.
At least 7 senators were spotted Tuesday wearing Apple Watches.
Gave them a link to the outside world.
And text your friends.
When senators had to abandon their phones in specially built cubby holes.
Rand Paul played a crossword puzzle.
Trump toady, 8 letters. Rand Paul. There you go.
A couple of senators had fidget spinners. And talk about high crimes.
I've seen a lot of sneaking of candy.
The stash is located at Senator Pat Toomey's desk back near an entrance. These days, the candy desk is filled with Hershey chocolates and Milky Ways. Technically a violation of the no food rule. And the only drinks, water and milk.
Also known as a Mike Pence Martini.
Most senators these days have never heard of the dairy loophole. Back in 1966, Senator Everett Dirksen asked for a glass of milk, spurning his usual water. I thank the chair because water becomes pretty thin after a period of time. My lunch today will be a tall glass of milk. And thus the U.S. Senate became lactose tolerant. Several senators, including Elizabeth Warren, were spotted enjoying glasses of milk. The late nights milked it.
Introducing Impeach Milk. It's the only milk fortified with caffeine, amphetamines, and just a little bit of cocaine.
These days on the Senate floor, the answer to
Got milk?
Is yes. Is it me, or does the Capitol dome resemble an upside-down udder? Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Well, this weekend looked like something out of Stranger Things. Check out this fog. It really puts a damper on those post-Christmas lights from Marin Hansen. The fog was so thick in Provo, you can't even see Rock Canyon. You're actually looking at the bench right now, but you can't even see up the mountain. Usually the fog burns off in the morning, but we haven't been getting very strong sunshine right now across the Wasatch Front. And that weather pattern will continue for a few days, so let me show you. This morning we had actually some nice sun, and this might be our only sunny day for the rest of the week until the weekend. You can see some of those pink clouds moving their way out, finally getting some sun in the valley. But we do have a storm right on our doorstep, right here out in the Pacific, up in Washington and Canada. It is going to be coming over, moving out this small storm that we've had and giving us a lot of mixed precipitation, some rain, some snow this weekend. So you've got to gear up for that. Now our temperatures across Utah today are warmer than normal, so I'll walk you through those. Logan will be 36 degrees, 25 overnight, and then Salt Lake City in the 40s, 43 degrees. Provo just barely below freezing tonight at 28 and also in the 40s. Down here in Richfield in the 40s as well. Now in St. George, you're almost in the 60s. You're having a great week. Let me show you that. You're going to have sunshine throughout the week. Temperatures are going to be in the 60s and up in the weekend. Look at this, 66 on Saturday. Basically a beautiful week down there in St. George. For northern Utah though, we're going to have cloudy weather for most of the week. Our best chances for snow and rain will be Tuesday and Wednesday. We're still warm in the 40s, but then we'll have clouds all through the weekend going all the way up into the Super Bowl. And so it's going to be a nice weekend for the Super Bowl this weekend. So make sure you're out there enjoying that, but nice temperatures out there. The rain and snow will be the next 2 days, but a good weekend coming up. And we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe! Ooh.
BYU men's basketball seemed to be firing on all cylinders Saturday afternoon, but with a 32-5 run to close out the game, the San Francisco Dons handed BYU their 7th loss. The Cougars now sit as the 4th seed in the WCC. Their next game will be against the Pepperdine Waves at the Marriott Center on Thursday. Number 2 ranked BYU men's volleyball defeated number 5 ranked UC Irvine in 4 sets this weekend. This game gives BYU their 8th consecutive win, not to mention back-to-back wins against top 5 ranked opponents. The Cougars return to Provo to take on UCSB on Friday. A 3-star recruit lineman from Arizona is committing to BYU. Jake Griffin had offers from schools like Washington State, Oregon State, and Arizona, but chose the Cougars in the end. Griffin plans to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints before enrolling at BYU. There's no secret that Kobe Bryant was one of a kind, one of the most special and accomplished athletes of all time. With that, we look back at the sights and sounds of such an illustrious career.
Welcome to the Kobe Show.
Just a young boy with a heart as big as his dreams to leave an impact that would never be replicated. Who could forget the monster slams with no regard for human life?
Get him. Great match. Oh, Kobe Bryant! Woo-hoo-hoo! Guard for human life!
Or the countless buzzer beaters heard all around the world.
Bryant for the win!
A 5-time champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Kobe Bryant was a winner.
Put it up with the buzzer! Banks it in! He banks in the 3!
For better or for worse, Kobe had a demand for perfection, not only from himself, but from everyone he came in contact with.
Bryant to shot!
Kobe's mission was so much more than just basketball. In fact, his mission was just getting started.
On the move with the jumper. He got it! 58 points!
This would be 18 for 20 from the line and an 81-point game.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Beyond it all, a champion, a perfectionist, a young boy gone far too early, with a heart as big as his dreams, and an impact that can never be replicated.
Kobe Bryant leaving the floor in a standing ovation here.
The game was in 2016 against the Utah Jazz. He scored 60 points that night. We'll be right back.
Time and time again, when I'm doing street magic, I'll walk up to someone and I can just see that they're against me, right? They don't want to be amazed. They don't want this experience to happen. But then the magic happens and all of that falls away.
It's the experience of waking up and seeing things the way you saw them before they became ordinary.
I need to never get old.
I'm looking for that experience of wonder.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Folks in Provo will not have to drive to Vineyard to enjoy Founding Flavors ice cream.
No, they won't, because Brooks Ice Cream is coming to Provo. Construction on the new location has begun off of 820 North, south of BYU campus. Following Founding Flavors was created by BYU alumnus Brian Brooker. His goal is to combine American history with sweet treats. All of the ice cream flavors are named after famous American history characters like Thomas Paine's Common Sense Peppermint Concoction. The Provo location will be open in late March.
Wow, some ice cream. That'll be perfect for that sunshine we're talking
know,
about.
right? Good weekend.
Thanks for joining us today for Newsline.
For more information on our stories or to share them with your friends, check out our website at universe.byu.edu/Newsline.
Have a great day.